it's Shayleen.
I'm Danica.
And we're here to answer you guys' questions that we asked you to ask in the comments on last week's live video. So I'll start. And our first question was on Facebook, and it was from Eileen. And how old is Bam Bam? Right now, Bam Bam is 17 years old. But on December 12th, he's going to be 18 years old. So he'll turn 18 this year. So with the captivity of these bears, they can actually live over 30 years old. Now, it's a little less than that, roughly around 20 to 25 years old. But that's not to say that all of our bears that we have here are going to live that old, to be that age. Because we rescue these animals, and they're not always given the proper nutrients they need during their growth time, during their early years in life. So they might have a shorter lifespan in general than what you would find a bear maybe at a zoo. But that's how old Bam Bam is. So I'm going to pass the next question off to Danica.
All right, we got a question from Debbie on Facebook. She said, what is the longest time an animal has lived at TCWR, and what was that animal? You guys, I printed out a picture of this animal and I forgot in my office, so I apologize for that. But it was a black bear named Jojo. Jojo was actually born out in the wild. A family's dog brought her back to their owners. First they thought that it was a puppy, but they were trying for a few weeks to figure out why a dog didn't have a tail. They realized it was a black bear. They're still going to try and raise it in the home. So for about 10 months, they tried, didn't go very well. So they tried to put her back out in the wild, but she had already been too habituated at that point, couldn't survive out in the wild. So they brought her back here to us. She spent 23 years, just over 23 years at Turpentine Creek. So the longest animal that has ever been here at Turpentine Creek was Jojo, a black bear, and she passed away in January of 2018. So she was here fairly recently, all things considered. All right, the next question we have is from Paula on Facebook. Do you ever get visitors who show up thinking they will get to pet the animals before they are educated about TCWR? We get people like that pretty frequently, actually. Not everyone knows what goes into cub petting. So when they ask, we kindly educate them. We tell them it's not great for the animals. There's a lot of detriment that happens when animals are involved in the cub petting industry, and it's also really a thing. So most people are really excited to hear that information, and they are super happy to go share that with their friends and with their family.
All right, so I have the next question, and that is from Facebook, from Janet, and it's, when will Duchess get their box, and how is Aria doing? So we have an enrichment schedule, and this enrichment schedule, we have a rotation. So every week, same day, each week, they're getting something done to their habitat. Because we have about 115 animals out here, we got to make sure that we keep on this schedule. So for Duchess, her enrichment day is going to be on Sunday. And so this Sunday, she'll get more enrichment. And actually, this week is actually cardboard boxes. So funny enough. We do different weeks, different enrichment items, depending on what we have. So with our boxes, or we might do an enrichment on just paper towel and toilet paper tubes, or just kitchen spices, or paper bags. So this week is actually cardboard boxes. So you could actually maybe see her get a cardboard box, maybe on our explore.org cameras, which is where you can actually go and you can look and you can watch Max, Aria, Duchess, and Jasmine 3 all in their habitats. You can see them on live video. I'd actually see them when they get their enrichment. Now the question was, how is Aria doing? So Aria is about 20 years old. So that's an old cat, and she is doing great for her age right now. She is actually, think about cat to human years, 20 years old for us. For a cat, they're in their 90s. So you can just imagine a 90-year-old walking around, might be a little slower than a 15-year-old. So just imagine that when it comes to the attitudes and the behaviors also of those cats. But you can also see on those explore.org cameras her walking around, comparing that to a cat like Max, who is 5 years younger than her, and just see that difference in just how they're behaving. Is she behind me? Yeah. Now the next question I have is also from Facebook, and that's from An Eye for the Wild. Do tigers climb over the fencing, or fences that we have here? No. So we have, and if Josh can look at the fencing that we have here, we have this 12-foot straight fence plus a 3-foot jump guard on these fences up here that you can see in our normal area. We also have some that are just completely straight up 15 feet. But these cats, the big cats, they're not like the jaguars and the leopards, the tigers and lions aren't. They can't climb up something that is straight vertical very easily, especially when our fencing squares here are 4x4s. So it's not something that they can just grasp a hold of and actually climb up themselves. Also with the trees in their habitat, you can notice they're straight up and down. These cats don't have that shoulder strength to be able to climb up a straight object. Whereas if it was more leaning, if it was diagonal, oh yeah, the tigers could climb up those trees, no problem, as long as they've had more of a slant to them. So with our fencing, no. Our tigers, our lions, they can't climb up that fence because they don't have that strength. They're strong, not that shoulder strength though to climb straight up it. And so the next question will be from Danica that she'll answer.
All right, so on YouTube we got a question from Nala Gray 5061. What enrichments do you provide uniquely for the bobcats? Are there any plans to add a little more foliage like ferns or a couple bushes to Freedom Field? So bobcats are a really widespread species here in the United States. They live in a variety of different habitats. A bobcat living in Washington or Florida is going to be in a very different habitat than a bobcat living here in Arkansas. So all the bobcats that we have here, they've adapted really, really well to the Arkansas climate, the Arkansas environment. Now we do leave long patches of grasses in their habitat so they can go around in there, hide in them. We give them lots of hiding spots as well and lots of platforms to hang out on. Now, they are what are called mesopredators. So mesopredators are predators, meaning they hunt other animals, but they also get hunted by animals. So they feel a lot safer when they have lots of little hidey holes. So we make sure to give them a lot more hiding spots than we would a tiger like Joey right here. I think that's all of our questions that we have here today, you guys. We're so grateful you tuned in with us, and we will be here again next week at 1 o'clock for another video with education. Bye, you guys.
Bye, thanks.